So I want to do a real quick video, not that it's a hot take or anything, but just to throw it up there and because I haven't heard this, not opinion, but truth mentioned about Russia and Ukraine. And that is, I don't recall the American public ever being consulted as to what we thought about Russia and Ukraine. So I let me speak for what I think is the vast majority of Americans on this. Uh, we had nothing against Russia. Matter of fact, we had the Cold War. Their enemy, like, oh, they lost, and then we were buddies. I thought we were friends. Maybe not the best of friends, but like, oh, there's that Putin guy. Oh, the Russians aren't at our throats anymore. Oh, cool. Uh, they embrace free markets. And then Ukraine, I think, if educated at all, the Americans might know was a former Soviet republic. Gained its independence, I think, in 1991. And just like all the other republics, just like, oh, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, the Baltics, whatever, like their own country now. And that's as far as anyone ever thought. And all of a sudden, Putin invades Ukraine. And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, man, because for the longest time, I've been told by the left that I got to be open-minded and there's two sides to the story. Except now. Beforehand, it was George Bush was bad. No one can hate anyone more than George Bush. Then Trump came along. They really hated Trump. Now, bald guy, former KGB agent, bad. And it's scary because when I search for news, just to stay on top of it, if you go to Google or Bing, all the news is the approved mainstream media articles from the United States. They don't even have Fox News up there. They don't. And one of my main concerns was, okay, why is everyone banning RT.com? Now, I know RT.com is part of the the Russian government. I'm aware it's a propaganda arm. But I even put a meme up of the guy like, oh, what is that? The black dude with the orange jacket. RT.com. Whoa. NPR. Yeah. We got NPR. And I've never seen anything like it where we weren't allowed to hear what the other side had to say. And I had to go and search for a video put out by Putin, his speech, because I don't know. Do you guys want to hear what the president of Russia might have to say? Anybody? Maybe. I'd like to hear what he had to say. But, God darn it, you didn't know if that video was going to be taken down. Maybe it is. I don't know. And I was just like, excuse me. Shouldn't we went from zero to hating Putin and Russian bad guys awfully quick. And we all feel like I don't see any. I don't even see like Russian news. Okay, fine. RT.com is a Russian government propaganda entity, which it is. It is. I know that. But I don't even see like Russia Today or whatever the Russians' New York Slimes equivalent would be. I don't see it. And I'm like, wow, you're controlling the media in presumably the free country. And that's where I'm kind of like, wait a minute, something's not right here. Now, I already knew enough to go and find out, well, why would Putin attack Ukraine? Because even as a relatively young kid, this is how they tell you the World War II, Pearl Harbor. The United States and FDR were just enjoying the Great Depression. And FDR was stealing people's gold. And it was a sunny day in Honolulu. And for no reason whatsoever, the Japanese decided to grow a hate boner for the United States and attacked Pearl Harbor. Now, I don't know. Maybe the teacher said, well, there was the Chinese-Japanese war before that. And we cut off their oil, things like that. If they said, I don't remember it because teachers suck. And they're boring and no one's listening to them anyway. But I'm pretty sure when they taught it to us, it was really a simplified version and by default, a biased version where no reason, we're just minding our P's and Q's in the Pacific. And here comes a Saturday morning villain cartoon evil. Megatron decides to attack Japan. Why? Because Skeletor told him to. I used to be a sovereign analyst many years ago. I'm like, okay, let me find out why. Well, then you find out, all right, there's some ethnic Russians living within the eastern part of Ukraine. There's been some tensions and fighting going on over there. This whole thing called NATO. Don't know if you heard about it. I was like, I knew it still existed to some capacity, but there's always this piece in my mind. Well, was it at to stop the Soviet Union? Soviet Union's gone now. We're friends. Why do we have this thing anymore? And you even saw it, like, listed it like 4 things. What? Ukraine put it in the Constitution. You're not supposed to, you got to be neutral. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, okay, I could see Putin's side. All right. Fully aware that may just be what was put on. I'm aware, guys. I know Tokyo Rose wasn't on the side of the Americans. I know Tokyo Rose is the Japanese. Can I just listen to what Tokyo Rose has to say, knowing full well it's propaganda? Because I had the foolish notion, well, why don't you just say you don't join NATO and see if he goes home? That doesn't cost you anything. But when you take that and then you look at literally the censorship, in quote, the free American media, the free Western media, I'm like, everyone seems to awfully be in sync and agreement with one another. And I would like to say, well, wouldn't one of you write an article about why Putin wanted to invade Ukraine? No, it really said, now, I don't have to, I really don't care to read. I don't care to read the news or the media anymore. You're all lying. So is RT.com. But yes, it is. Sure, fine. But I don't see any articles about, well, why did Putin do that? And I did listen to one video about a guy who spoke at the University of Chicago, and this is in 2015. He predicted everything that happened. I'm like, okay, there's a sovereign analyst I respect. There's a guy who knew his game. That guy knew his stuff. And so that's all I was kind of looking for. I was like, well, can we get that side of the story? And then can we form our opinion? Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, this is kind of none of our business, except for the fact we keep pushing NATO, which I don't know why we got no more. So why don't we just say, all right, no NATO? Matter of fact, there should be in NATO. Okay, but now maybe we have to have one because we pissed off the bear. I was just like, we went through all that, because I remember, we were at each other's throats. We're going to nuke each other. Drago fought Rocky. Oh, that was the pinnacle. You guys missed your 80s history on that one. And I was like, and now that's all for nothing? That all went away? Because we didn't realize the Cold War was over? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some subterfuge going on. Maybe that's just the ruse that's put up. But I look at this, I'm like, yeah, this is not our fight. This is nothing we should get involved in. It's my opinion. If I'm still allowed to have it, I don't wish the Ukrainians anything bad to have. I don't wish the Russians have anything bad. I hope they settled. Hey, this is dumb, us killing each other. Why are we doing this? We won't do the thing if you don't do the thing, and then we all go home. We be friendly neighbors, and maybe we can get back to that nice late 90s, early 2000s. Remember when James Bond joined forces with the former KGB agent who was fat? That was a Pierce Brosnan one. Can we get back to that? We were friends. But that's where my opinion is, which is my opinion. People could disagree. But I don't see American media allowing us, or the American government allowing us to have that opinion, let alone a discussion about what our opinions might want to be about this war. That isn't ours, by the way. But oh my gosh, we're going to go out and cut off all the world's oil supply and stop financial transactions and do whatever we can. We're going to be like that woman that cuts off sex from her husband and gets fat and goes and gets AIDS and pregnant by another guy. or whatever it is that you do, aside from divorce, aside from the nuclear option, pun intended. But am I the only one? Am I missing a big key, a big piece? Or is it just Putin bad? And you are unpatriotic? Because I could have swore these lefties who are in the government now were big anti-Vietnam War demonstrators. But at least that I can understand. That's communist. That's pretty evil. That's slavery. That's tyranny. We should probably stop that. This is that was an evil cartoon villain, Saturday morning villain, because communism is that bad. We're lazy. We don't want to work. We're going to enslave all of you. And you're not going to have a choice. I'm like, yeah, we should stop the North Koreans from invading South Korea. We should stop the Vietnamese from invading South Vietnamese. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's a good cause, I'd say. But these ones, you can understand both sides of the situation, man. You got to, except now. I don't know why. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents there. And then for anyone out there who's listening, the American government obviously doesn't speak for all the American people. The American media obviously doesn't speak for all the American people. We're not pro-Russia. We're not pro-Ukraine. We're not anti-Russia. We're not we are pro-Russia. We pro-Ukraine. We hope you guys solve this. I hope whatever. I think there's more people in that camp than what the American media government is ever going to show or allow people outside the United States, let alone people inside the United States, see. So unless there's some intelligence I ain't got and they're not releasing to the public, like, oh yeah, Putin really's got these underground layers, he's got this crazy scheme, we got proof of it. All right, fine. Well, you haven't told us that yet. But in the meantime, I'm not picking on anybody's side. Not choosing anyone's side. Just hope everyone survives and lives and we can all be friends again. But I guess not. I guess. Man, the presidents keep getting worse. I thought Obama was pretty bad. And then Trump came in. I'm like, oh God, you spent even more money. In the last inning, he did. And now I'm like, okay. Even Biden. Oh yeah, Biden's. I'm like, he doesn't spend as much money, but man, he's dumb. Holy cow, he's dumb. I immediately know why I don't watch the news no more. Syndicate chief, $2. India is buying all oil in rupees. Petrodollar is done. Yep. Did you buy your cryptocurrency? Did you buy silver? Did you buy guns and bullets? No more bullets. Did you do what Cappy said 20 years ago? No. Wisco Nomad, $2. We need more Putin C19 memes on Instagram. No, that's had its run. I mean, if they're funny, they're funny. Joe Karate, dollar super sticker, which I can't see what it is. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Do we got any more? Oh, DJ Aftershock. Hey, speaking of DJ Aftershock, because has anyone seen Dre? I got to email Dre. I should email him. These new sanctions are old Trump sanctions that Biden brought back, and Russia has amassed nearly $1 trillion in gold reserves for this exact situation. Yeah, and last I checked, Russia had a positive trade deficit, or no, it had a surplus. I could be wrong. It's been probably 8-9 years since I looked at it. They have a better financial position than all of the Western countries, and they have a ton of raw materials that everyone needs. And they can supply themselves, support themselves just fine. TFM was doing a great analysis. He's like, man, the Democrats just can't take the L. They just can't take the L. Like, you guys, you're going to bark orders at what is essentially an independent country that doesn't. This isn't like Hong Kong that imports all of its food, you know. This isn't like, I'm trying to think of another country that is disproportionately reliable. And Russia's not that big population-wise. I think it's only about 150 million people. So they don't have anywhere near the energy demands. They got plenty of natural resources. They'll be fine. Yeah, and I'll give you another example. Let me give you an example how stupid the American media is. Yahoo News, which admittedly is the dumbest of all the news media outlets in the United States. Russia. What was it? Russia refused defaulting on its loans could spell doom for Russia or something like that. And like, oh no, Russia's not going to pay back their loans. Like, why would Russia pay back loans to enemies or people putting sanctions on them? All you did was eliminate debt. They're not going to pay that money back. You also, I think you like started closing down ruble based accounts and like, so what do you think Russia's going to, I lend money to Steve. Steve comes here and kicks me in the nuts. No, Steve lends money to me. Steve then comes here and kicks me in the nuts. Guess what? I ain't paying back Steve. Oh, Aaron's credit rating may go down because he won't pay back Steve. Screw him. He kicked me in the nuts. I ain't giving him money. Guess it's free money. I get to keep Steve's money. It's mine now. Oh, what a great boom in economic growth this is all going to be. Oh. Is that it? That's it. I just wanted to give that. That's it. I've thrown my hat in the ring there. Hat and Clogs, 43.34, $2. Cappy, going to Las Vegas. When can we meet? I'm going to be in Vegas until mid-April. Then I'm going back to South Dakota. Finishing up the book, finishing up things down here. I'm going back, and I'm not doing anything for the rest of the year. I'm not going to go anywhere. Book will be done by that time, or at least my part of it will be done. May not be published, but it'll be done. I got everything done, and we're going to go back to regular podcasting, regular A-hole consulting, and I might even write on the blog again, but there's no products. There's no more classes, no more books. I mean, they're offered, but I'm not doing any new ones. I'm not flying to do seminars. I'm not flying out to train for seminars. Not doing no more than not flying nowhere. I'm going to sit in my little log cabin, bachelor cabin in the woods. My nice little pond now. It's officially been upgraded from a swamp to a pond. I'm going to go fossil hunting. I'm going to ride my motorcycle, and I'm going to hike all over the Black Hills and Badlands. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to podcasts like TFM, great one, O'Shea Jackson, Hotep Jesus. I've been listening to him. He's actually pretty darn good. You guys should probably listen to him. That's what we're going to do for the folks. And Clogs 43.34. What was the place you mentioned in Boulder City? Boulder City? Colorado. Wait, Boulder City? Oh, Boulder City. Oh, Boulder. I'm thinking, yes, Vegas. It's called the Coffee Cup. It's a great little diner. They hire beautiful women, which doesn't hurt. It's not the reason you go there, but the food is great. Great diner. DJ Aftershock, $5. Also, the real reason companies are now virtue signaling about Ukraine. Oh gosh, don't get me started about it. Don't even get me started about it. I got everyone over. I see it. All these leftists, you can have guns. Oh my gosh, isn't it amazing that the president's giving everyone guns? They're so brave. About Ukraine is because they don't want to accept devalued rubles, not because they are helping. I don't know anything about it. I'd have to study that, and I'm too tired. I don't care. Hat Clogs, $2 going this weekend. When and where? Email me at Asshole Consulting. Email me there. I'll go do a meetup with some people that we got to meet up with. Syndicate Chief, $2. Cappy's biggest fossil is in the mirror. Yeah. Actually, my biggest fossil is a clam about that big. It's huge, and it still has a little bit of the shell on it. It's not one of the prettiest fossils, but it's one of the cooler fossils I own. All right, that's it. Questions, answers. AOConsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.